Today, I'm taking you away from Paris for a few days on a vacation break to slow down, to breathe, and enjoy the kind of small, simple pleasures that make life really cool. A long stretch of golden sand, fresh sea air, charming Belle Epoque villas, a fresh product market, seafood, cheese, chocolate cake, what else? Hi, my name is Landine and usually here on this channel I'm all about Paris hidden gems. Now, I love a good lobster roll as much as anyone who's been to Cape Cod, but here's the twist. We used araignée de mer, a spider crab, and it's way much cheaper and it did the job pretty well. Here we were celebrating my daughter eventually being on vacation after a long internship with way more commuting than she would have expected. It was delicious. And of course, as another twist, we used baguette instead of a bun. So we had it all, lobster roll our way, French fries, mayonnaise, ketchup, and even braise cola. Of course, as a dessert, we had chocolate cake and vanilla ice cream. And here's the thing, the first sip of a cold braise cola after a busy morning is just pure joy. And it reminds me of a book written in French. It was the first sip of beer, and the author came in details what you can expect of your first sip of beer, which speaks of these perfect little moments in life. Here in La Baule, I'm all for a long bike ride along La Côte Sauvage, the wild coast. Remember, at the opposite of the ocean, this is the United States. And this day we stopped at Le Dervin for a lunch break, and that was a perfect moment too, because you sit in front of the ocean for a very simple and enjoyable lunch.
Tu peux le mettre par terre à la limite. Bah non, Bon choix, Madame Victoire. C'est parti?
Ouais.
T'aimes déjà aller?
Si. The view is so stunning that no matter what, it's like the Eiffel Tower. Each time you go there, you take more and more pictures of these views. The specialty here is the big bowl of mussels, and they have a special secret sauce like in Paris for the meat. They wouldn't disclose the recipe. Of course, on our way back, we stopped at Mignon on the Pouliguen harbor to get some niniches. Niniches here are also a specialty. They are soft lollipops. It's typically the kind of gift you would offer from La Baule and Le Pouliguen. Now, le Baulois, the chocolate cake, is also another specialty that you would eat here. And there again, the recipe is secret. Of course, another great pleasure of the summer is to go and pick raspberries and strawberries and just fill your basket and bring them back home to make homemade jams that I will enjoy all the winter. As per villa watching, I could spend hours strolling around and just looking for details of these beautiful villas. These villas are incredible. Some are Belle Epoque with elegant balconies and ornate woodwork. Others are Art Deco, sleek and stylish. And each one tells a story. You can imagine the families who built them, the summer parties they hosted, the quiet mornings with coffee on the terrace. It's a little like time travel just by walking around. In a book I read, there was a leaflet on the Belle house describing this house as having a charming, picturesque architecture without extravagant spending. A rustic main structure with decorative woodwork built around 1900 for a Parisian publisher. When you think of the house price today, it makes you think. Another local gem is the Robert Suzon house. It's a friend of mine house and it stayed in the family since 1911, so they all enjoy family gathering there. Nested along France's Atlantic coast, the Bay of La Baule is celebrated as one of the most beautiful bays in the world, stretching nearly 9 kilometers of fine sandy beach. It arcs elegantly between the towns of Pornichet and Le Pouliguen. In many ways, La Baule reminds me of Cape Cod and Newport. I've been there as a teenager and I loved it, so much so that I brought my kids to just visit again Cape Cod and Newport with them. Much like Cape Cod, La Baule is a beloved retreat where history, maritime culture and upscale leisure blend seamlessly. And if you've ever been to Cape Cod, Nantucket or Martha's Vineyard, La Baule will feel familiar. There is a mix of lively spots and quiet hideaways, perfect for both socializing and recharging. Of course, here in La Baule we have our French twist. Instead of clam chowder, you're having fresh oysters or a crepe with salted caramel butter. It's hard to imagine that in 1900 here it was only dunes and sand, and people began to plant trees, the pine trees, in 1850, so it stabilized the floor and then they built on the stabilized floor. As of 1879, the railway came here, so imagine you would be able to come from Paris to La Baule in 12 hours. Today we have a 3 hours train ride and I feel so lucky and grateful about that. So I'm not lacking cultural life here, and there is even a small museum just in front of the ocean with an incredible view, and this is in this very little museum that I will be in artist residency this fall. So it makes the connection between art and sea even more special. So there you have it, a small vacation break from Paris here in La Baule. And if you like this video, please give it a blue thumb up. And until next time, à bientôt!